All right, I believe we are live. Well, guys, welcome to today's show. We've got another amazing show planned for you guys today. We are going to talk about today 3 shifts to immediately cure financial regret and get financial peace. Okay. So, when I talk about regret, here's what I mean. I talk to a lot of people who, when they look back at their past choices and the things that they've chosen to do with their life, they think, man, how did I let it get to this point? Or like, should I have done better? Could I have tried harder? It's like, there's that sense of shame, that sense of regret or failure, just things that can just be so, they can just take you over, just take over sometimes and just really put you in a funk and a depression and a sadness. And it can be really difficult. But at the same time, guys, I also speak to a lot of people that, obviously we all have regrets from the past. I got things from the past. It's like, I look back, I'm like, man, it's like, I could have done this better. I could have done this sooner. But the reality is that a lot of people are also looking toward the future. They think, okay, if I'm in my, 20s or even 30s, but for a lot of people, especially if you're in their 40s or 50s, you think, man, if I don't fix this immediately, this could really, I could be living with a lot of regret. I could see how if I lose my job or something, I could literally be on the streets in a few months, or I have to move in with my family. Or if I didn't have this, thing covered for emergencies, I'd have to apply for another card. But what if I get rejected? Then I'm going to have to go asking somebody for help, or I'm going to have to go to my church, or whatever it would be. Or if I didn't transform my marriage and fix this, that I could easily see us, getting another divorce, or for the first time having a divorce. If maybe that's your first time, or just whatever it would be. There's things that you realize, if we don't fix this, it's like we could easily be a burden on the kids. We could easily be a burden on others around us, and we want to be a blessing. And if we don't fix this now, it's not going to change. And so I want to talk about how to be able to cure a lot of those regrets from the past, but also, guys, how to alleviate the possibility of those happening in the future. Because if you guys don't take action immediately, you realize that the reality is there's going to be regret, just like there already is regret, but there's going to be regret in the future. And I don't want you to have to live with that. So guys, if you take what I'm about to tell you very seriously, guys, not only can you get over the regret, but you can actually transform into a place of financial peace where you have that sense of freedom, that sense of joy, that sense of optimism, that sense of confidence, that sense of certainty. Like, yes, we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. It's going to be great. So if you're watching this, let me know. It's like, if you want a sense of confidence and certainty about your future, and you just want to know that it's going to be okay, that you're not going to have to live with regret. Well, this is going to be the right show for you guys, because we're going to talk about, again, those 3 shifts to be able to finally overcome that from the past, to alleviate the possibility of those in the future. And then what you can do powerfully right now to be able to shift that. Okay. So the first thing, guys, the first thing that you guys can do immediately to finally get out from underneath financial regret and to be able to finally get to a place of confidence and certainty about the future is, number 1, take back your power. Here's what I mean, guys. Take back your power means take ownership of your life. Take ownership of your life and don't be a victim to your circumstance, okay? Own your destiny, own your future. Here's what I mean, okay? A lot of people come to us and they think, or they've said, I've tried everything. I've tried to get out of debt, to fix this financial situation. I've tried everything. I've tried debt consolidation and credit counseling and, credit repair. And I've tried bankruptcy attorneys, and I've tried, counselors and therapists, and we've tried marriage counselors, and we've tried, pastors, and we've tried, getting a side hustle. And we've tried, cutting everything that we can think of. And we've tried, just thing after thing. Guys, financial planners. Guys, most of you, that come to us we talk to, it's like you've tried so many different things. And what can happen, guys, the very sneaky lie that can get into the back of your head somewhere is this idea that I've tried everything. I've tried everything. And guys, here's the reality, okay? Because I want to give you guys back your power. The reality is you have not tried everything. You haven't. Right? You just have not tried everything. Like you've tried a lot of things, maybe. Some of you guys haven't even tried a lot of things. Okay. Just like there's some areas in my life in the past where I was like, I didn't really try a lot of things. I tried 1 or 2 things and I was kind of like, it didn't really work for me. But the reality is like, it's like, maybe it's like you're trying to learn a hobby or something. You went out, like shooting guns or bows and arrows, whatever you did a couple times, or you tried, learning how to play basketball, or you tried learning how to skateboard, you tried a couple times, like it didn't really work. Like, right. But for some reason, it's like, we realize, well, I didn't really try that hard. But when it comes to our finances, we can think, I've tried everything. Guys, the reality is, first of all, just on the fact that you haven't tried everything. And really, I'm saying this in a way that's going to be very empowering. So please hold on with me, okay? Because again, I'm not beating up on any of you guys. I'm saying this in a way that's very empowering, because if you really own the fact that I haven't tried everything, it actually gives you possibility. It gives you a sense of, oh, wait, so there's more options. It's kind of like, if you were trapped in a hole somewhere, and it's like you got trapped down there and you got this tool belt and you got, you've pulled out 5 different tools. I've tried the pick, I've tried the rope, I've tried this, whatever. And you're like, well, I've tried everything. And all of a sudden you realize, you do that kind of, flip the belt around and you see 5 more tools, like, oh my gosh, right? It can be so encouraging. It can be so empowering. Like, wait a second, I still have 5 more options. So I'm saying this because, guys, like, if you believe that you've tried everything, it will disempower you. It will cut you guys off from actually taking action and taking the steps that you need to keep getting after it, to keep doing it, to keep making progress. And so, guys, first of all, just believe, again, I've not tried everything, right? Most of us, it's like, it's like if we said, okay, well, I've tried 100 things, you still probably couldn't even think of 100. If we said, it's more like 10, okay, well, name 10. Most of us can't even name 10, right? It's like, well, okay, I tried 1 or 2 things. I tried, a budget, or I tried this, or I tried, talking to my, my brother-in-law who's kind of, they're kind of okay financially, he's doing a little bit better. So I thought maybe, or I got my best friend from college, I told him we had debt, he gave me some advice, or I read this book, that was about financial peace, whatever. It's like, but it's like, guys, like, you haven't tried everything. So first of all, again, just give yourself some grace, because you still have options. You haven't even begun to tap like the surface of your resourcefulness. There is more out there. There's more available to you. You're not done. You're not finished. It's like if you're watching this and you're hopeless, guys, hopelessness comes from that feeling of I've tried everything. I've tried everything, everything that I know, everything that I've tried, but it's just not working. Like, and even the things that we know probably would help, we're not doing them. I was talking to a couple the other day. It was the sweetest couple. We love this couple. We're actually working with them right now. It's really sweet. But it was like this idea of like, we know what to do, right? Like he's like, I know we could probably get out of debt. Like we've done it before. He's like, but my biggest fear is that we just won't do it because nothing in our life is really adding up. He's like, we're creatures of the past. He's like, we tend to, just repeat the same things we've done over and over again, unless there's some, some significant thing that causes a shift. And most of us and most people, they're like, I don't know how to make that happen in myself. I don't know how to change. I realize it's scary. I realize that it's bad. I get it, but I don't know how to fix it. So guys, again, it's like just owning the fact that you haven't tried everything is so helpful, because one of the things that they said to us is like, we've tried all these different things, but we haven't tried this. And that's what I'm going to hold off for a couple more tries. Okay. But again, that's the first thing I want you guys to realize is take back your power. If you want to get financial peace immediately, you want to get over regret, take back your power, because what it allows you to do is to start taking action steps. It allows you to realize, okay, when you look at the past, you go, okay, well, I didn't try everything. I didn't do everything. And so like, but so much of the regret comes in because you feel like you tried everything and it didn't work and you feel like a failure. Guys, realizing like you didn't fail. Again, you just got feedback. You realized that whatever you were doing, it wasn't enough. It just wasn't the magic bullet, or it wasn't the thing that was really going to make the biggest difference in your life. You just haven't discovered it yet. Okay, so just when you look at the past now, you can have so much more freedom looking at the future and not feeling so much that regret and hopelessness, because you're like, you know what, there's more options available to me. There's more to be done. There's more to be had. I can still fix this. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, get back your power. Take extreme ownership of your life, because guys, if you take ownership of the problem, that also means that you can take ownership of the solution. But if you guys think that you're just a victim to circumstance and you have no control over your life or what's happening, guys, again, it is the most disempowering thing, because that also means that you can't fix it, right? So ultimately, that's the first thing I want to share with you guys is that. Hey, whoever's waving, sorry, I can't see your name, but just give us access to StreamYard and I can do that. So, but yeah, first thing is take back your power. The second thing, guys, to be able to, again, ditch the regret, end it, and finally get financial peace immediately would be to take action while there's still time. Take action while there's still time. So here's what I mean, guys. If you're living in regret, again, part of the reason you might be feeling that is because deep down, you haven't done anything that significant to shift it. Now, again, maybe you've tried some little things, maybe you've done some things here and there. And again, I give, there's credit for that. Again, it's good. But guys, ultimately, there's no merit badge for trying 1 or 2 things and then ultimately just kind of giving up. Ultimately, you have to realize that in order to get the outcome, guys, you have to be willing to adjust. You have to be willing to adjust and adjust and adjust. And we talk about this all the time. It's like, if you want to get to Hawaii, if a storm comes and things like that, it's like you can argue with the wind, you can fight about it, you can moan about it, you can complain about it and say, I've tried everything, or you can say, what, I could adjust my sails. I can try something different. And so really, guys, when you're taking action, it actually allows you to have back that sense of certainty, that sense of, okay, because you're getting confident, you're getting excited, you're seeing momentum, you're doing something, right? But again, like if you guys were in quicksand, well, that's not a good illustration, because if you do nothing, you might actually survive better. But it's like if you were dying, it's like and you were of starvation, just the fact that you're moving throughout the woods, just the fact that you're looking for something, it's going to give you a sense of hope and optimism, because you're like, at least I'm not just sitting back at my camp waiting to die for the wolves. Like I'm doing something, right? So it gives you a sense of optimism and hope, and it helps you guys to start to get over that regret, because now you can start to forgive yourself. You can start to heal, because you're like, I'm changing, I'm taking action, guys. But if you don't do this quickly, guys, I'm telling you, not only is the regret not going to go away, guys, it only gets worse, because while there's still time is a significant part of what I said. While there's still time. We talk to people all the time who they've already had the minor stroke. They've already had the triple, quadruple bypass. They've already had the divorce. They've already had the cancer. They've already lost the loved one, right? They've already gone through the bankruptcy. They've already gone through the homelessness. They've already gone through having nowhere to turn. They've already gone through having to be humiliated and ashamed. They've already gone through, just you name it. They've been there. And again, so when they come to us, it's like they're sick and tired of it. They're done. But guys, what you don't want to happen is continue to allow this to get out of control. And then at some point you will not have time. Guys, we all we're all creatures of the fact, like of we're underneath this thing called time. We're underneath this thing called a ticking clock. Like there is we're only getting older. And there's another one of the biggest myths, guys, that again, that might be keeping you stuck, so you're gonna want to pay very close attention, is this idea that, well, it's not getting better, but at least it's not getting worse. And I've heard that before, and you have to ask yourself, is that really true? Is it really true that just because your debt isn't going down, that it's not getting worse? Is it really true that just because your marriage hasn't gotten the divorce papers served to you yet, that it's not getting worse? Is it really true that just because you haven't had, the credit card companies call in a couple months, that it's not getting worse? Guys, the reality is that might mean that they're getting ready to just file the paperwork and get the lawsuit in the mail. That could mean that your spouse is making preparations behind your back because they're getting ready to leave. That could be because ultimately, when you look at the future, it's like, guys, it's just continuing to get worse. And so you have to really look at that, guys. Like the debt, you're getting older. Like the fact that it's not going down, like, guys, it is getting worse, because again, every single day, every month, every year that you're stuck in debt is money that you could be putting toward your investing, right? So instead of, you getting 8 or 10%, Visa, MasterCard, Sally Mae, whoever the heck it is, financing of whatever your card is, it's like they're the ones getting the interest. They're the ones getting rich on your back, right? And so ultimately, guys, like it is getting worse. If the debt is not really going down, or if it's not going down significantly, it is getting worse. It's not getting better. And if you don't take action immediately, guys, that past regret that you've been living in is only going to amplify, because now it's going to be like, oh my gosh, it happens. And now it's a double dose of suck. It's a double dose of just really hurts. And I don't want any of you guys to go through that, but start taking action now as you take back your power. And you're going to find that you start having optimism and hope and encouragement, because again, at least I'm doing something. I'm taking action. I've got momentum, right? And it's one of those things where it's like, if you're trying to push a car that's completely, still, it's like, it can be a little bit difficult at first, but once you start taking action, you start pushing, and you start to see that car moving, those wheels spinning, you're like, okay, it starts to give you excitement. Like, maybe I can make it home. Maybe we can get this thing on the side of the road so it doesn't get smashed by a semi. Like that, it gives you hope. It gives you excitement. So the second thing, guys, is just to take action, right? To take action. Notice I'm going to be doing 3 takes. Okay. So any of you guys who are like, grew up in a Baptist church or something where it's like, 3 takes, or, the 3 A's or the 5 ABCs, whatever. That's what we're doing. So again, take back your powers. Number 1, take action while there's still time. And number 3, guys, is probably the most important of all of these, which is take the hand of an expert. Take the hand of an expert. So with that previous couple, guys, they had tried to take the hand of so many different people, right? And it's like, and some of you guys, again, I'm not talking, like when I say take the hand of an expert, I'm talking about someone specifically that is trained and has spent tens of thousands of hours honing in their craft, working with people to help them eliminate the debt, to get their savings where they want to be, to transform communication in the marriage, to overcome financial anxiety and stress and depression and hopelessness and regret. All of these different things that are really bogging you down, that in some way, shape, or form revolve around your finances, that other people and methodologies are not trained to fix. Okay. So what I don't mean, guys, when I say take the hand of an expert, I'm not talking about like the hand of a debt consolidation place, which really, again, as you guys know, that it only gets worse. worse. You go into debt consolidation or a lot of these things, especially bankruptcy attorney, it's like 90% of the time, it's like you end up right back in the same old thing because it didn't address the underlying issues, the behaviors, the beliefs, the emotions, all of the things that cause us to do what we do and take the actions that we take. It doesn't get underneath the surface, right? It's a surface fix that leads to a surface outcome. It's like, and it's just like no different. It's like if you're depressed, it's like, yeah, you can take a little bit of alcohol. Yeah, you can scroll on Instagram and Facebook all day. You can do these things, but it's like it's just giving you a little bit of jolt, a little bit of some of those, that chemical that you want, reaction that you want in your brain, but it's not going to fix it. It's just slapping a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, or it's like, again, just putting some Novocaine on top of a cancer tumor. It's like, it is not fixed. Like the pain might go away for a little bit, but it's not fixing it. So again, like guys, I'm not talking about debt consolidation. I'm not talking about, for a lot of you guys, even just starting a business necessarily, or like joining an MLM that you don't want to do, like a side hustle, right? Because for a lot of you guys, again, all these underlying issues are still there. If you don't have control over your money, you don't have good communication, you don't have a plan, all the money you make and all the businesses you could start, it's still not going to add up. It's still not going to make a difference. So guys, that's really the other part too, that you have to keep in mind. So I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm not even talking about meeting with a financial planner, because guys, again, we just had a couple recently. These guys like, I met my financial planner. He told me all the things that to do, but it was like, I already know all this stuff. Like, I know I should be saving more. I know I should be investing more. Like, I know I should be putting more money in this account. It's like, why am I not doing it? That's the problem. He's like, what's keeping, and they're not trained on that. They're not trained on the human element of the problem. They're only trained on the mathematical part of the problem. Does that make sense? Do you guys hear that? So that's really what I'm talking about, is you have to not just go with like, somebody that's going to address the surfacey sorts of issues, or like, just help you guys specifically with just like strategically, like how to be able to do some of this stuff. You need someone who's going to help you understand psychologically what is it that's really holding you back, guys. Because again, our beliefs, our emotions, what we believe about ourselves, all, what we believe about money, how we feel about life, all of these sorts of things is where like it's what rules our actions. It's what causes us to take certain behaviors, right? And have certain behaviors. And that's what ultimately leads to our results in life, guys. So like you can do all those sorts of things. You can even meet with a marriage counselor and things like that. But again, guys, even a marriage counselor, again, love me some marriage counseling for a lot of people. But again, the reality is, guys, they're not trained to deal with the root issue that for most of you, again, it's some way, shape, or form goes back to finances, right? And a lot of people then might be like, well, like, but we're fighting. It's like, but we're not fighting about money. And it's like, well, guys, like, well, what if you didn't have stress? Right? Like what if you didn't have to look at your checking account 5 times a day? What if you, weren't getting anxious every time the bills had to, come due? What if you weren't freaking out about how you're going to cover, kids' college every time your kid comes home and starts talking about where they're going to go, or like whatever it would be? It's like, do you think you'd be a little bit more pleasant? Do you think you'd be a little bit more excited about life? Do you think if you had all of your needs met, you had no worries about emergencies, you had no worries about the future? It's like, yeah, you'd be heck of a lot happier. And I don't meet a lot of those people that are really like having intense, marriage problems. It's like, more often than not, guys, those things go hand in hand. It's like when you have mastery over your money, you're both totally connected around your values financially, and you guys are plowing in the same direction. It's like, guys, like there's really not a lot to fight about left. There's really not a lot to be stressed out about in your marriage. It's amazing. It's like, that's why it blows me away. It still does. It did the first time when we started seeing people. It's like they've been going to marriage counseling and therapy and stuff for years, even like individual therapy, working through their issues, talking about the same thing, 1,000 times over, sitting on the couch, staring at the ceiling, hugging pillows. And it's like, and they never felt a difference. It's like, it wasn't really changing anything. And it was like, they come and we work with them for a few weeks. It's like, oh my gosh, like my therapist, one lady, she's like, my therapist said, you don't have to come anymore. She's been seeing them forever. Like a lot of people are able to get off medications. A lot of people are able to do so many different things. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying don't take medications or don't do any of this stuff. But what I'm saying is that like, when you fix the root issues of a lot of the anxiety, of the depression, of the fighting, of the overwhelm, of the stress, whatever, a lot of that other stuff, guys, it just takes care of itself. Like it just starts to go away. And that's what we've seen to be true time and time again. So when I talk about take the hand of an expert, I'm talking about somebody who is professionally trained and has experience at helping people to overcome the root issues of their finances, not having an actual plan, not knowing how to stick to the plan, to become the type of person that follows through, that takes it to the next level, that doesn't just, go status quo, that actually, does everything within their possibilities to be able to fix it, that actually becomes the team, that sticks it out, that like actually continues to grow, right? That desires to get there, that doesn't live in anxiety, that doesn't live in frustration, all these sorts of things, right? So that's really, guys, those are the 3 things. Like if I could give you guys 3 pieces of advice, okay? Like again, it will just be take back your power, take action while there's still time, and ultimately, guys, take the hand of an expert. So again, guys, if you're watching this and you realize, okay, this is where I'm going to end it for a lot of you guys. So to really encourage you, really encourage you. So please pay attention, okay? When I said like this, the myth of I've tried everything, the reality is just like that couple I talked about earlier, it was so empowering when they realized, you know what, there's one thing we haven't tried, which is, again, we've never worked with an expert. We've never had real expertise and real accountability, like somebody who's there for weeks on end to hold our hand. Like if we fall off the horse, our foot doesn't even touch the ground because we're already right back up. And for a lot of you guys, you have fallen off the horse before. It's gotten you off track for weeks, months. Unexpected things come up. We know it takes you 3 months, 6 months to get back on a budget or to get back on a plan or any progress with your debt. Some of you guys, you fall off for years. And it's like, and you keep beating yourself up, like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And it's like, well, of course there's things wrong with you, but in one sense, it's like, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need help. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, we're not meant to fix all of our problems on our own. God did not wire us this way. God tells us in Proverbs to good planning. It's like getting wise counsel, like getting people in your life around you that are smarter than you, that are better than you, that are more intelligent than you, that are more gifted than you, and bringing them into your life and having them speak into that area of the life that they're an expert at and helping you overcome your problem. Just like for a lot of you guys, you go to Dunkin' Donuts because you don't know how to make good donuts, right? Like you go to Whole Foods because it's like, I don't know how to get all the groceries there together. Like I go to a dentist because I don't know how to do my own dentistry. I go to an attorney because I don't know how to file that stuff. I didn't go to school. I go to a doctor because I don't know how to do my own heart surgery, right? Like we all go to experts in different areas of our life because that area is like, we're just not perfect at, we're not great at. It's like, maybe if God gave us 1,000 lives, we could master all these different things, but we haven't, and we won't, and we can't. But there are people around you that are really freaking good at what they do, really confident that they can help. If you actually are, coachable, if you're teachable, if you're the type of person who's not afraid to roll up your sleeves a little bit, and ultimately then even still then save tens of thousands of hours compared to what it would take to do it yourself, right? So guys, again, it's the biggest cost, guys, is the help that you're not getting. Like you have to realize that you're making it so much harder and it's so freaking expensive to keep doing this solo. It's not saving money. It is costing money because every month that you don't have this fixed, it's putting you further and further behind. How much money could you be putting toward your debt and toward your freedom and toward your peace if you actually had a plan and you stuck to it? For most people, it's at least 500, 1,000. For some people, it's a couple $1,000s a month. How much money could you be making if you didn't have the stress, the overwhelm, the tension, the anxiety, the insomnia, the tension in your marriage, whatever, the health issues, the things that are going on in your life? If you had more confidence, if you had boldness, if you had the certainty about the future, if you were motivated to actually do something about your life, like, right, that would be a huge thing for people. So guys, again, it's like, you got to think like, how much is it costing you not to fix this? How much is the interest costing you if you don't know how to fix it further? Like, pay it quicker. It's insane. It's insane. So it's nuts, guys. You have to think about the cost and think about, what is it going to cost me if I don't fix it? And for everybody, guys, it is always like insanely more expensive to just keep doing it solo than to actually get the help of an expert and work with somebody like us. So again, guys, if you don't have somebody like that in your life to help you financially, to help you overcome the struggles and the trials that you're going through, and you just want the easier path, like you don't want to have to it's one of those things. It's like, if you could, I just saw as Elon Musk was talking about these little like tunnels that they've carved, like I think like in San Diego, I don't know where the heck it is, in LA or somewhere, but it's like these little tunnels where it's like you can just go like right underground and like bypass all the traffic and everything. It's like, if it were me, like guys, you could stay in traffic. Like if any of you guys are in California, it's like, yeah, sure. Like you could sit in traffic for 3 or 4 hours, and it's like, and you could do that. Or it's like, what if you had a pass to be able to like get through in 5 minutes, right? Like what if you could go in the speed lane on the left, and it's like, and you could avoid all the traffic, all the roadblocks, all the accidents, all of the craziness in life, and just get it done quickly and efficiently with fun and ease, because you have someone there that's committed to your success and to your benefit. And again, I'm talking about, guys, somebody who's actually there. That's another thing that drives me nuts, is the fact that a lot of you guys have actually, like, you've tried some different programs, you've tried some different things, but at the end of the day, it's like they weren't committed to your growth. It's like there's no support, there's no accountability, there's nobody there holding your hand, there's no one there to answer your questions, there's nobody there to help you get back up when you fall down. Like when you're in the midst of a freak out, or you're in the midst of a panic, or you're in the midst of an argument, or you're in the midst of your anxiety, depression, like nobody there to support you. Guys, I wake up every day with messages like, it's like, I'm going through this or going through this. And it's like, and we're able to very quickly address that and get them back up. Whereas it would have typically taken them off guard, and cost them weeks, if not months, of progress, because the anxiety, the depression, the overwhelm, the fights, whatever, it would have just totally shut them down. So again, guys, you need somebody in your corner that is actually committed. They're actually there. That's why we don't work with thousands of people at a time. We work with a few select people that we know we can help, because we want to be able to provide the support that they need, right? So again, guys, if you need that, it's time for us to get some help. Go to dreamteammarriage.com, book that free call with us. And guys, ultimately, again, if we can help, I'll let you know. But either way, guys, like we've got the goods, we deliver. If any of you guys that have been here, it's like, that ultimately all it takes is a sick and tired spirit. You don't have to have a PhD. You don't have to have 5 PhDs. You don't have to have, $1 million in the bank. You don't have to be, 20 years old and not 50. It's like all you have to have is that I'm done. I'm over it. I'm ready to change my life. I cannot stand living like this one more day. And that's all you really need. So real quick, then I want to read a thing real quick here that someone said. Therapy. Yep, learning behaviors and funds is hard, but it has to be done. What do you suggest when you've never had a saving and so you don't have that mindset? It's all new, but you want to be something unknown and foreign. So if you've never really had a savings before, what would you do? Well, the first thing, again, I would just say go back and listen to this guy. Sorry, I don't know who you are because you got to let StreamYard approve you for that. But really, here's what I would say again. The first thing you would do is take back your power. Realize like, I haven't tried everything to save. Like I haven't done everything that there is to save. It's like, but first of all, you have to realize like, when you've never really had the mindset to save and it's something new, guys, like I'm just saying there could be dozens of things there. There could hundreds of things under the surface. Like, I don't know really for your specific situation. If anything, it's just, thank you for helping me prove a point, which is like, we don't know. Like there was years where I was like, I don't know why I cannot maintain a savings. I don't know why I cannot make more money. Like, what is wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I don't get it. Why do I keep ending back here? It's so frustrating. It's so stupid. Until one day I had a meeting with one of my coaches and she pulled back the curtain of my blindness and helped me see, oh my gosh. Because I was, for me, it was like, I was afraid of abundance. I was afraid of what it would look like to have that freedom and not to have that dependence, and desperation, for God, for money. So, I mean, that for me, that was one of them. There's like, but the guys, I mean, whoever you are, again, it's a good question, but there could be dozens of different things there. So I don't know, but like, you have to have somebody that is there to help you have the right mindset to carry, like really take on the beliefs that are going to empower you to be able to overcome any of the stuff internally, all the baggage and all the crap and all the trash, the stuff that clouds our brains, that clouds our decision-making and keeps us stuck. And so again, I would say like, take action. And ultimately, again, whoever you are, again, like reach out, book a call if you haven't already, and let's see if we can help you. And ultimately, like, but that's really, guys, what it takes. Like it's not that complicated, but it really is if you continue to do it solo. And if you continue to try to just figure it out, guys, like there just came a point in my life where I just realized like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to try to pretend to be the expert at everything. I'm not the expert at everything and I don't need to be. So guys, again, it's like we all do it in different areas of our life. We don't try to be that. It's like, just don't try to be that in this area. It's like, it's okay to admit that you're weak. It's especially for a lot of guys, if there's a whole machoism or whatever, but bravado, it's like, just leave it at the door. It's like, it's okay. There's so many things I suck at. It's insane. Like, I don't know how to repair certain things. Like even like my father-in-law came down, I had to like change the temperature on the little, whatever doohickey thing out there. like a little thermometer thing, whatever. It's like, cause I'm like, I don't know how to fix it. It's like, it's gonna take me like 20 minutes. Like he knows how to do it. It's like, I just want to save the time. Like let him do it. It's like, I don't try to do my own car stuff. It's like, I didn't go to school for that. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time. Sure, I could save money and I could watch YouTube videos and I could do it myself, but it would be taking me like 100 hours away from doing what I do best, which is helping people like you guys and making money that way. So it's just like, guys, it's insane. Like just laugh at yourself a little bit, like giggle at yourself a little bit and be like, oh my gosh, like I haven't tried everything. Like I tried the books, I tried the self-study courses and the church thing. And I tried, meeting with but like, I never really tried to get like somebody in my corner that is what Jeremy's talking about. Like I haven't tried everything, and there's hope. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is there's hope for you. You haven't tried everything. There's still a possibility for you to be able to do that. Okay. Bills for years and to the point where older, but I can make changes and start creating emergency fund account. And just have never been able to. So yeah, again, like, I just, the reality is, it's like, yeah, there's so many reasons why it could be difficult. I don't know. But again, a lot of times, guys, we tell ourselves like, it's just the bills, like these unexpected bills that come up. And guys, like, it's true in the sense that the unexpected bills come up, but you have to ask yourself, why are you still in a position where the unexpected bills come up and that could just wipe you out and wipe out your savings? Like, why does it keep you stuck for that long? Like, what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, you got to like peel back the layers of the onion and have someone who can help you figure out like, but why? Like, why does that keep happening? Why does it throw you off? Like, why is it that like you can't ever seem to break that and get ahead, break that cycle? So again, guys, like you're just not an expert. It's okay. I'm not an expert at 1,000 different things, right? Like that's why I pay for coaching. I've spent over about $75,000 this last year in coaching. I'm not saying that to like brag. I'm just saying like, because I don't know what I'm doing, in some of these things. Like I need help. I need an expert. I need someone. So like, I drink the Kool-Aid. I get coaching. I get help from the best performance coaches in the world and people that are amazing at helping people build wealth because I need help. I'm like, there's things that I don't know, right? I could read some books. I still read books, but my life has not been transformed by a book. I'll just be honest, besides the Bible, my life has not been transformed by a book. Like, it has been transformed by the people that have surrounded me, that have been able to take the knowledge that I'm learning, or to take the things that I understand and like drive it deeper, help me understand what's keeping me from really accepting it, from acting on it, from being able to change my life. And of course, giving me new knowledge and information that I never would have gotten in a book or things like that, or watching a YouTube video. So again, guys, like, if you truly need help, go to dreamteammarriage.com, book that free call. I'm excited that, thank you that you're, that for the comments and things like that. And we'd love to help you and serve you and see if we can help. So again, guys, have a great day. 3 things: take back your power, take action while you still can, guys, and take the hand of an expert. Those 3 things, guys, you can immediately eradicate the regret from the past, and you guys can move forward with power, certainty, and most importantly, financial peace that you guys have been praying for. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, and God bless you guys. See you on the next show.